I don't know if I'm gonna make it up there for sunrise, but it's okay. Look at this. Got a little breakfast waiting for me in there. I am gonna eat it. You go to golf? Okay, finished breakfast. Got my bag on. Got my poles. Both us on the feet. Microphone on. Lights on. Ready to go. I feel like I'm already like emotional. This morning's gonna be heavy. All right, let's go. Au revoir, mes amis. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, buon camino. In the clouds. In the clouds. A lot of thoughts this morning. I was having breakfast with Pete, my Aussie friend, and he, despite having a hip that's disintegrated into dust, is going to make the climb to Cruz de Ferro. He has been carrying the ashes of his best friend and his dad. Heavy, heavy day. I'm already getting choked up. Ooh, embarrassing. I'm just gonna enjoy the walk. Looks like we got a lot of pilgrims that want to get up there to see the sunrise, if possible. I think those are the Greeks behind me. You can't really see. Terrible. I'm sure this is not going to look very impressive, but it's not about the looks. Legit in the clouds. It's kind of cool. Definitely setting an epic tone for an epic location. I wonder how long it's going to take. We'll keep going. I don't see anyone behind me either. I know they're down there, but I'm in this beautiful little gap where I'm kind of by myself. It's nice. do see a couple up there. Back there was Fiona and Matt from New York and some other folks that I don't know if I have met yet. But they seem to be in very lively spirits. Maybe it's not a heavy moment for them. For me, it's pretty heavy. Maybe hearing Pete's story, maybe based on my reflections from yesterday. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't need to be somber or sad or serious or fully introspective or reflective. Maybe it can be celebratory. We've accomplished a great thing. We're seeing a monumental place. We're doing something symbolically significant. Doesn't mean anything. Leaving a rock doesn't mean anything. Chances are, every few years, they take an excavator up here and pull a bunch of those rocks out and dump them over the cliff somewhere. Otherwise, this place would be loved to death, is what they say. A victim of its own success. So does it mean anything? Do traditions and rituals mean anything? Do they just make us feel better in the moment? I don't know. I guess being happy about everything is better than being sad about everything. Not that I'm sad, but for me, it's been serious, we'll say it that way. Maybe a chance to process some grief that wasn't fully processed. Or think about my internal conflict with religion. I know my mom and my brother were extremely religious. They prayed very hard, and many of the people around them prayed very hard. But they suffered a lot. Unfairly, maybe. And in other ways related to their treatment or their diagnosis or their disease, really got a bad shake out of the deal. And it seems foolish to me that so many people would believe in a personal entity that could reach down and change the world if they saw fit and didn't see it fit to change for them. Don't like it. That's my own stuff. So I'm going to continue on. Maybe I shift from somber now that I've said that out loud to celebratory. I'm going to leave my stone for me and the burdens that I'm leaving behind, the weights, maybe behaviors or parts of my life that I would like to change a little bit. Leave that behind for me. Leave behind the stone for others, including my brother and my mom, uncle, and anyone else who would love to make this journey but couldn't or can't or will never be able to for one reason or another. And then I move on to Santiago. They say the descent for today will be sharp and long. And as you can see, probably a little bit muddy and sloggy and sticky. So I will take my time with my sticks. I don't want to hurt myself. Maybe I'll join the group for some celebration and joy and laughs. Ciao. It is 7:15, still going up. Look. Look. Whoa. That, my friends, is epic. I can see a really dense cloud up above, but look at that. Whoa. See, heavy cloud up there. But that is magnificent. Unreal. Okay. So I keep processing all the thoughts. Yeah. What a great morning. It's opened up for the moment right here. And, you know, yesterday seemed like the rain was chasing the pilgrims all day. At least it felt like it was chasing me, and largely beat the rain. I wonder, whatever I wonder, I'm going to keep it in my head. I'm not going to share out loud. I don't want to speak anything into existence. A la The Secret. I was walking, it makes me think of Hung. I wonder what Hung is doing these days. Because his wife, I believe, is a YouTuber. And she talks about The Secret, the book, the philosophy of, you know, you speak something into existence, you will it into existence, you put up your dream board, etc., etc. Okay, sure. I mean, maybe. Just as plausible as any other thing. Maybe, you know, you go back to Descartes, Rene Descartes. This is the dream. Is this the dream? How do I know this is the dream? Simulation theory. Could this be real or not real? I've talked to a lot of people about that. And maybe it's The Secret. This is our own personal universe. And we all create our own destiny. We manifest it by belief. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? I don't think we're ever going to find these things out. Maybe this is one quarter in the game. And when the game's over, then base reality Joe may choose to drop another quarter in the game and choose a different map, different settings. Maybe Joe's sick of the arcade for the day. I don't know. Could be anything. Look at that. That is magnificent. Unreal. We're very lucky. Buen camino, buen camino. Would you like me to take a picture of you too?
No, it's okay.
Okay. I'm gonna take a picture of me. It's pretty amazing. Uh-huh. Sometimes we got to go off the trail, right? You got to blaze your own trail to avoid all the muddiness. Because back there was muddy. That looks a bit muddy. This is a bit tracked, so I'm not the first person to have done this. Do I go back down? Yep, I go back down. Careful. Choose your own adventure. That is stunning. It's kind of amazing. I know this is going to be a long video. I'm probably going to cut it up a bit. You are going to see the final cut. If I don't leave the whole thing in, I've been recording mostly since I left the albergue. Just walking, talking, listening, looking. This is crazy. It is sad that the better view is behind me because I can't enjoy it right now in the same way that you are seeing it. But every once in a while I stop and look behind me and I look through the camera lens and it's absolutely stunning, but I can feel it growing behind me. I can see the orange and the gold popping up. I see a break in the clouds. This is wild. Oh, shit. It's the one from yesterday. That's the one from very, very early. I do happen to have them both. That's it. Job done. I think I'm just gonna sit here and watch a little bit.
그렇게도 찍고.
Okay. Had my moment up at Cruz de Ferro. I'm happy I was able to get up there by sunrise. The clouds did break open. Fantastic light approaching this storied location along the Camino, this significant symbolic location. Clouds broke, sun came up. Did some personal reflection, left my stones, took some pictures. I'm ashamed to say I got very frustrated with the other pilgrims. Again, they're not the problem. I'm the problem. My expectations of other people is the problem. Here's what frustrated me is it was beautiful. The sun was coming up. People were taking turns, getting their pictures. But then, of course, some people take many turns and too long. And there were a group of us that just wanted a beautiful photo of this epic location with the sun coming up. No people in it. Please, just everybody stay away for 10 seconds so we can get it. And it caused aggravation because nobody would do the thing. I mean, most people wanted to, and there were a few people that did not want to, and they kept going and going and going. My problem. I do not own any of this. It's just too bad. So, but all in all, really good. And now moving along like we do. Yeah. We move along to the next, whatever it is, whether it's the next chapter in life, the next job, the next city in which you will lay your head. We do these things and we make our path forward. We make the way forward. Right now, I'm walking on a road. The path is right there. The road is right here. Seems a little nicer than walking on the path. At least easier for me. Less dangerous for now. Maybe I'll jump back over there in a minute. But I was swerving back and forth and I wanted to do a little bit of narration. But I also didn't want to worry about breaking my ankles. Okay, I go here. Nah, that's a bit too steep. I'm gonna wait for a better spot. I see a spot up there to jump back onto the way. Not that it matters, the actual way doesn't mean anything. Here we go. Allez, allez, allez. Yeah, back onto the way. This is okay. Back there was cruddy. Downhill, I think, is going to be cruddy. So, from what I understand, a steep descent. And then maybe a bit of flatness. I actually didn't look that far ahead. Trying to get caught up. Oh my gosh. Trying to get caught up on my video and processing and uploading. I'm only one day behind. So last night I was uploading the video from 2 days ago. And while that was happening, I edited, stitched together all the videos from yesterday. And then I reviewed the whole video, which was about an hour. Good for me. I thought it was good. Shared a lot of thoughts and this, that, and the other thing. You know, maybe sometimes I can be a little long-winded. It's fine. But I'm not trying to be, what do I say? I like being entertaining. The point of this is not to entertain other people. The point of this is to capture my experience for me and maybe share with others and then potentially even inspire somebody to do something they want to do, whether it's Camino or otherwise. But I was happy with the way the video turned out. And then after I proof the video, I attach all the pictures I took of that day. And then I go through and I get rid of duplicate pictures, pick the better one and get rid of any that, maybe I just don't like, whatever. And I go to export the video to produce it, to turn it all into one giant file that then I can upload to YouTube or sync to my cloud, whatever it is. And I get an error message saying, I don't have enough space. And I look on my phone, I should have enough space. So I'm very tired. I just want to get it done. I kind of do a phone cleanup. It does that. Phone cleanup from OneDrive. It does that. And then I go to produce the video again. Suddenly I get an error. Those videos, these files no longer exist or whatever. Oh, moment of panic. I think they are preserved on my computer at home or synced to the cloud and OneDrive. This is where I feel like maybe I haven't caught up with technology. There's I feel like there's a lot of duplication of files in the system. And sometimes I just don't think the whole process is not so straightforward as to where everything lives, where everything's being stored, how often things are synced. It's just not intuitive for me. So I did just slap together all the videos. Most of the photos are not in my phone anymore, which makes me sad. There were some good ones. But as long as I have the recordings, I think I'll be all right. To at least not lose the entire day, because it was a good day. So for me personally, I think I backed them up over dinner. I synced to the cloud. So I think they're in there. I don't think I'm going to go through the effort of downloading them and then tacking them onto the back of the video again. I think I'm just going to produce yesterday's video with just the recordings. And there might be a picture or two of after dinner. But then we'll see. And hopefully I get to the albergue today and it will be my sole focus to get all the way caught up and then clean everything out so I don't have this situation again. I made it the first 3 weeks without having that problem. I can make it the second 3 weeks without having that problem. As long as I don't visit any more cathedrals. I just take too much video. That's it for now. I'm gonna walk downhill. It's starting to get a little moist. And the moistness is going to turn to mud and at least very slippery shale. So that what I came up on yesterday is what I'm gonna probably go down onto. And now it is very wet. So I do have to be mindful of my steps. So for now, ciao, adios. Enjoy this stratified rocks that I walk upon. And try not to break anything. Okay, buen camino.
What a beautiful morning in the world.
Yeah. Look, we're walking on the road a little bit. It's no problem. That stuff is muddy and dangerous down there. So I'm gonna walk on the road a bit, but look at this. I can't believe how incredibly lucky we are. It was supposed to dump today. And then it was maybe supposed to be a little clearer in the morning. And then, look. This is fantastic. Good day. I hope it continues. Depends on where we go. No, it's going to be a good day no matter what. If it rains, good day. If it's like this, good day. Sun comes out, good day. Hail, good day. Today, good day. As long as I don't break anything or injure myself. Fingers crossed, friends. Buen camino. Would you look at that? Whew. Now, that looks like a place to have a second breakfast. Yeah, I like it. Ah, yes. Look at this little puppy. Hello, beautiful little dog. Hello. You're not interested in what I have to say? You don't care. Okay, you're just gonna look at the sun. Buenos dias. A little girl. Oh, little cutie. So that's Yvonne, and that's not Yvonne. He's watching the Camino. Hi, little pretty girl. Oh, hello. Gracias. No. Whee! Voila. Yeah. I had to get some cafe con leche and a piece of chocolate cake and just sit and enjoy this view. It's gonna be good. A gypsy camp? Okay. There was quite a muddy section back there that was kind of washed out. I mean, it was pretty wide and pretty mucky. There was tall grass and mud, and some very shady looking branches that were arranged across the entire traverse. And one of the guys that I met from Italy, I met him a couple nights ago in Astorga. He was sitting there, sitting down, changing his shoes and changing from, see, look, that's all the way washed out, all the way. That's water. We'll go up here. He was changing from trail runners into boots. And I recognized him. I said, hey, good morning. How are you? He said, be very careful. And he said, if you go where it looks like it's dry, you're going to end up with this. And he showed me his trail runners, and they were just sopping wet with mud. He didn't have poles, but apparently he did have some very high ankle hiking boots, like proper mountaineering boots, in his backpack. And he was changing his socks and putting those on, so presumably he could walk through the ankle high mud and muck. And I saw the branches, and I saw some stones that were just about at the surface of the water. And I said, I got poles. I'm just going to go across. And he said, okay. And I said, you can watch me. And if I fall in, you are allowed to laugh at me. And then this guy behind me, he says, I'm going to watch the experiment too. So I got all the way across, no problem. And you got across with no problem too, huh?
No.
No problems. So, slow, despacio, use the poles. It was incredible. I feel bad for him, but luckily he had another pair of hiking boots, so his feet will be dry. No problem. But we got to be careful on this path on the way down since it rained so much last night. Anyway, buen camino. This has been a really rocky downhill trail, and it's this slate stuff or whatever it is, but it makes it really difficult, tough on the feet, and you have to be careful. The blessing in disguise is that it's not raining, and we hope it continues not to. Buen camino. Woo-wee! Oh, hold up, I gotta turn this the other way, sorry. There we go. I was stuck in a bit of a traffic jam with some folks, and I wasn't loving it, so I made a quick passes and then a quick descent. I didn't run down. I did the fast ninja walk down with the poles. I felt like an expert mountaineer. It was also maybe a little bit risky. You're getting sun. Let me switch hands. This is terrible. There we go. Probably a little bit risky, but I was in control the full time. And now, as you can see, the path isn't as bad. It's way better than it was up there. I imagine it will vary from time to time. I'd just like to stay in front of that group if I could. Mostly all very nice people, but for me, I wanted it to be a little more quiet, a little more solitude. There's too much chit chat. There was too many people just stacking up behind each other, and I just wanted to break away from the pack a bit. I guess that's maybe one of the things that's common for me on this Camino is I'm making a lot of friends. I'm not really glomming onto a group. I see a lot of people that attach themselves to groups and they get stuck. And I'm sure there's a lot of benefits to that. There's a lot of downsides too. Sometimes I wish that I did have a group, but sometimes I'm very happy that I get to do my own thing and be mobile, and I don't have to compromise for anybody else when it comes to decisions that I want to make. Anyway, this is much better. Look at this scenery. So lucky today. Oh, there's the path. See how much ground I've gained? I mean, that group is like way up there. But this is just stunning. Hard work, and it's going to keep going down and down and down. I think until Ponferrada. So, yeah, I've just been plugging away. I had some classical music in for the moment. I don't know what I'll put in now. Maybe nothing. Maybe now that I'm away from the group, I'll just listen to the sound of my own footsteps instead of the sound of conversations I'm not involved in and I don't really care to hear. So, anyway, moving along. Ciao. Came from up there. Go down there. Just a little break to cool off the tootsies, let them air out, knock all the little pebbles out, and of course, croissant, café con leche, little candy, and water. Yeah, take a little break here, and then I move on, continuing on towards Ponferrada. I hope that was most of the way down, but I don't know. We're gonna find out. Ciao. Okay, I just looked it up. It's another 650 meters down over the next 11 kilometers. So, in terms of feet, that's like 2,000 feet over 6.5 miles. It's gonna be a lot. So I'm going to make sure I enjoy this break. No. I'm gonna make this one brief. My feet are aired out. Finish my coffee, fill up my water, and slow and steady down to the next stop where I'm going to make sure I take another break instead of passing through, so I can keep the air on my feet, keep them cool, keep them dry, etc., etc. Ciao. Oh, it's the baggage transport van. Hola, perro. Señor, hola. Oh, I don't know if you look friendly or not. And I don't know you. So I'm going to keep moving. You do have a wound on your head. Ooh. Oh, poor guy. Okay, I'm going to leave you alone. So sad. So sad. Don't get near that dog. Okay. We keep moving. Boy, there's a lot of ways to go down still. So in that stop, I looked at the elevation, the terrain map, and I was surprised that so far I'm only down a third of the way. So they weren't kidding when they said today is like all day down, all day almost. The very end, it kind of flattens out a little bit, but it's mostly down to Ponferrada. So I'm very happy that I stopped. Took my shoes off, right? You air out the shoes, let the feet cool down, knock out any little pebbles. The key today is a good heel lock to make sure my feet aren't sliding in the shoes, and to make sure my feet are cool and dry, and the inside of my shoes stay cool and dry as much as possible. That's going to go a long way in preventing any foot problems, which I hope not to have. And I haven't had thus far in the form of blisters or anything like that. So again, I'm going to go ahead and take this chance to knock on that wood while I just said that stupid thing out loud that I shouldn't say. Old walls, old buildings. Why is it that in a situation like this, an old building that's like, kind of honestly falling apart, becomes quaint and historical? But if I go to, for example, where I grew up, in Rockford, Illinois, and there's a whole part of the town with houses that are just decrepit and falling apart and being reclaimed by nature, that's nasty and dirty and awful. But this is quaint and part of the rich history of the Camino. Is it the context? Is it the fact that it's evidence of a flourishing village before? Or is it, I don't know what it is, But here, it doesn't bother me so much. Like this place, there's nobody living in there. It's locked up, it's barred up, the place is falling apart. I bet you could buy that place for $800, and you put in maybe 100 grand, 150 grand, it would be a great stop. A nice little house, and you could feed people cafe con leches or soft cold cokes, and you wouldn't make much money, but life would be simple, and you would meet people. Buen camino, ciao, ciao. And it would be a simple existence. For example, this house, okay? Se vende. Clearly, they have bought this place and rehabbed it. It's actually very nice. Look. I wonder how much a place like that would cost. You know, maybe you make your million in America. And then if you're happy living in a place like this where there's not much other than a couple bars and the locals and passersby, then life is good. Maybe you gear down. I don't know. I don't know if I would enjoy that life or if it would become a burden. As you get older, you don't have access to really good health care. I bet the winters here are pretty rough. It's just like living in the mountains in Colorado or something like that, except much, much, much cheaper. And of course, you would have to learn Spanish, right? So not a big deal, but then you would be, you would have a problem living if you couldn't speak with the people around you. Anyway, I'm gonna keep walking. Let's do this. This is a nice bit of trail for right now. It's green, sky's blue, birds are chirping. I wonder if that's Ponferrada or that's Ponferrada. Enhance. Let's do it. Enhance. Yeah, let's go more. Oof. I wonder if that's it. It's way in the distance, y'all. That looks like an industrial area. Industrial area. Way in the distance there. I bet that's Ponferrada. That looks like, woof, a lot of travel. I don't know. We'll see where it is. Maybe we go. Ciao. I don't think y'all can tell how steep this is, but my camera is level. I'm going from all the way up there. Camera is level. I gotta go all the way down there. I've been like doing that ninja walk again, but every once in a while I gotta stop, make sure I kick my heels back in my shoes, keep the fronts from pressing against the front of the shoes. A lot of people get real bad problems that way. And rest my quads every once in a while. So I'm trying not to burn out all my energy. I'm trying not to put my feet in a bad situation. And I also want to be safe, so I'm really, except for now, of course, while I'm recording and walking slow, I'm really focusing on each step that I make down here. It's no joke. I don't know how some people do this. Some of the people I see on the trail, I wonder how they do this. Taxis, baggage transfer, slow and steady. But I mean, even some people, they have a hard time getting in and out of bed. They look so old and frail. How do they do this? And I know they're doing it. I've seen them do it on the way up and the way down. But how? I don't know if I'll even make it. I don't know if I'll make it to 72 or 73. I don't know if I'll make it to retirement. I hope I do. But if I do, would I even be healthy enough to do a walk like this? I don't know. They're doing it. Why couldn't I? I've still every once in a while will think, when I'm done with this walk, my Camino, whatever the experience turns out to be, would I do it again? I don't know. It's hard. It's not easy. It's a challenge. There is quite a bit of suffering. It's a mental challenge as well, homesickness, and sometimes a little bit of loneliness, and sometimes frustration with other people, sometimes frustration with myself. But there's so much joy that comes out of it too. Like, I've had so many incredible moments, magical, uplifting, unexplainable moments that I couldn't explain to anybody. You would have to experience them yourself. And if you were to come and walk a Camino, even the same Camino, stopping at the same places, your experience would be different than mine. So, it's all very complicated. I mean, giant metaphor for life, again, yes. So, I don't know, I'm just thinking, trying to distract myself as I navigate the downhill. A little bit of a flat section here, but again, we're getting muddy and rocky. At least that downhill was very smooth, so I could run it down and focus. This is flat. This is not so bad. I think we're going to have flats and downs and flats and downs. Actually, it almost looks, it's deceptive. That city in the distance looks like it's roughly the same elevation as I am now. Maybe a little bit lower, but I know that's deceptive because it's in the horizon. Horizon's usually higher, so that tells me that it's actually quite a bit lower. Math, bitches. Anyway, andiamo. Riego de Ambrose. Riego de Ambrose. Ambrose. Okay. We keep going down. I think this town might be like the halfway point. And I was thinking between the last recording and this recording about relative difficulties, right? We talked about how the ascent from Astorga to Ponferrada could be argued to be just as difficult, relatively speaking, as crossing over the Pyrenees, right? Day one, from Saint-Jean to Roncesvalles, or at least the top of the Pyrenees, the peaks. But I felt like it was no big deal. And then this morning, that last approach up to Cruz de Ferro, remarkably short. And not that difficult. It was an elevation gain, but fine, whatever. I was used to it. And especially compared to the day before, no biggie. But I was much more seasoned. My body is much more used to the abuse. And it was fine. So I'm just thinking about this descent I'm on now. And I'm comparing it to a couple of other challenging descents. The descent from the day one peak over the Pyrenees into Roncesvalles, and then subsequently from Roncesvalles to Zubiri. This is harder, but I just have to take it slow. Sometimes I'm ninja walking, sometimes I'm being very careful, I'm taking some breaks, I'm using my poles, blah blah blah. Very good. And it's manageable, and I'm doing it. Okay, great. That day one descent from the peak of the Pyrenees into Roncesvalles, when I decided to take the shorter but steeper route, I thought I had made a decision that was going to end my Camino. It was so bad. I was positive that I had just destroyed my knees, and my quads were burning, and that was it. I thought, Joe, you're so stupid. Why did you do this? Because people say the views are incredible. They were incredible, yeah. But the downhill was awful. And then day two, from Roncesvalles into Zubiri, we had that sedimentary, again, I don't know what it is. Is it shale or some kind of rock that stands up, and it's like you're walking on an upright shelf. If you took a bunch of 1x2s and spaced them, or 1x6 pieces of lumber and spaced them like an inch apart, but they were made of stone, and then you're walking on the uneven edges, the 1-inch edges of it, with loose bits of shale or whatever it is scattered around. That's what all the day 2 descent was like, and there was a section of it like that there. So it was almost like this is almost like a combination of the day 1 and day 2 descents, which were very, very hard for me. And it's not like this is easy, but I'm not worried it's going to end my Camino. So, relatively speaking, not so bad. I know I'm saying that, and I'm not done with the day yet, but I feel good. And then I think there's another, the arguably the third equally arguably difficult day, relatively speaking. I think is in maybe another week or so. If I'm not mistaken, it's Osobrero. And, I'll talk about that. We'll see it when it comes. And we'll see what the approach and the elevation gain and the descent looks like. But if it's anything like this, if it's arguably the same, I feel good about it. My body feels great. I'm so glad my shin feels better. I was really worried. I don't know what it was. I think it was a combination of blunt force trauma from the little spill I took. I might have just knocked it against a stone, my shin, maybe bruised it or something. And maybe a light strain or sprain as I didn't quite roll my ankle all the way, but started to roll it and then fell with the roll instead of fighting it. So anyway, capturing my thoughts. How beautiful is this landscape? Oh, this is gorgeous. And I'm so glad it's not raining right now. Life is good. Life is good. I've had no alcohol today, which is fine because it's not even 11 o'clock, I don't think. And last night I had a calimocho? No? Beer? No? I did have a glass of wine with dinner. And I think I had a calimocho. But I drank a lot of water. I drank a lot of soda. I didn't go overboard. And tonight I'm not going to overboard, and I would like to make a commitment to myself to not go overboard anymore. Period. No need for it. Anyway, ciao. $223 left. I think that's to Santiago. And then Santiago to Finisterre is about 75K, if I'm not mistaken. So, about 300K until I reach the coast. Okay. So at 20K a day, it's 15 more days. 2 weeks. Today's the 3rd? So 17, yeah. And then I would still have days left. Whoa. I'm gonna have to do some math, guys. I may be able to go to Santiago, stay an extra day in Santiago, and go all the way to the coast, and go hang out in Madrid for a couple of days. No, it's too good to be true. Too good to be true. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. I got to do some math tonight, though, guys. Buen camino. I don't know if anybody lives in this town. It's very strange. I see something. Up until now, it's been very strange. We got a poster from 2010. I'm actually surprised it's still up there. It's just a paper poster. Somebody definitely lives here, but they're selling it. Very strange. But also beautiful, but very strange, like I was saying before. Maybe I'll pick up some fruit. Okay, people live here. I stopped at a little stand and got a glass of orange juice and an apple. This is donation based. And then as I get further down into these streets, I see some cars and some people walking. No problem. Cute little town. That was just the outskirts coming from the Camino. Okay, ciao. Hola. Buenos días a ti. And we turn a corner, spit right back out into the Camino. So the road goes up that way. We turn a corner, we get dumped into another descent. Okay. Slow and steady, Joey. I think I hear like cowbells or something like that up there. Oh, this is not easy. And it's slippery. Oh, it's sheep. Meh. Let's see, zoom in. I knew I heard them little tinkling bells. Oh, the baby sheep. Can I get them? Baby sheeps. Okay, come on, let's go. I got places to be. I don't got nowhere to be, actually. I made my reservation for my bed tonight, yesterday. So I've got a place, no rush, but I would like to get there early so that I can get fully caught up on the videos, okay? And then start planning out. Maybe, like I said yesterday, I need to take control of my own destiny now. And maybe plan out what the rest of this journey, at least through Santiago, looks like. And then after that, then I can kind of be a little more free form. But all the way to Santiago, and maybe an extra day in Santiago. I still yet to decide. But if I'm going to, I need to plan it. Ooh, this one's dicey. Go down there? No. I'm going right here. Much easier. Woof. Much easier. Ah, there we go. That would have been not cool. And oof, we continue. Ciao. This really is beautiful. Done with the descent for now. It looks a little bit flat. We're gonna see what happens. I could deal with this for a little while. This is steep and rocky and sharp. Reminds me of hiking in some parts of Rocky Mountain National Park. So I should feel right at home, right? All right, turn off the camera. Pay attention, Joe. Okay, 1:45. That was a very steep, rocky, painful, dangerous section. I passed an older couple and they let me pass, and I chatted just for a second with them. Sounds like the guy had taken a tumble on that section. Not good. I would not want to have wanted to fall there. And I stopped and offered to help because I've got a nice first aid kit and some medical know-how and moral support. They said they were fine. He showed me his arm was bandaged up and it looked like it was bleeding. but I think they got the bleeding to stop, and they insisted that they were fine. Luckily, there's just a road down there that maybe they can get to and catch a ride the rest of the way. I'm feeling a couple little sprinkles, probably from these clouds above me. So I don't know. I don't know what's in store. We'll see what's in store. I would very much like to be done with my day, but I don't even know how much further I have to go. I'm gonna wait until the next place to stop. I may have a little hot spot under my big toe, and I know I keep saying, if there's a pebble in your shoe, fix it right away. If there's a hot spot, put tape on it right away. So maybe I'm just gonna go up past this little bump here, see what's there, and maybe I'll just sit down and slap a piece of tape on it just to be sure. I would hate for me ignoring a hot spot to turn into a blister. So actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that right now. Ciao. Yeah, sit here. Holy smokes, my friend, that was extremely difficult. But here we are in Molinas Secas. Let's see. Those bikers, they got the right idea. Very cool. The drizzle is going. Holy shit, those brakes don't sound good. Doesn't sound good, brother. The drizzle's coming. It looks like the rain's coming in. This is sorry if I'm making motion sick. This is a good excuse to take a break. Let the I say it. Take a break. Let the feet air out, dry out. I did tape them back up there, but I didn't know how close we were to this. It's okay, no problem. At least I got a tape on it. Let my ankles rest. Get some food on my belly. Maybe put on the rain gear, check out the weather report, etc., etc. So, andiamo. We keep going. Buen camino. This is really beautiful. The church and the river. Look at this bridge. Wow. That was a really tough downhill. Okay, I think that was all the downhill that it is for the day. And I think now when I measure it up against the day one descent from the Alps to Roncesvalles and then Zubiri, it was just as difficult. I am more conditioned. It was very, very hard. My ankles are sore, my feet are sore, my knees are sore. I'm not worried about ending my Camino, but it is significant, yeah. I would suggest to somebody who's watching this and maybe doing their Camino in the future that if you are having any issues with your knees or feet, perhaps that is a good day to send your bag ahead. I know I complain a lot about it, but that, I mean, just take that weight off you. Go with sticks, go lightweight, or maybe that's taxi day. I mean, you do you. Not for me. You do you. But holy cats, that was a tough one and pretty dangerous, honestly. So we are going to stop in this town and have some lunch and chill. It's a good day. Buen camino. I know I complain about cobblestone a lot, but compared to that stuff up there, this is like walking on a soft foam mattress. Hola, perros. Holy cow, look at that tree. Think of how, oh my gosh, there's a whole row of them. They're huge, beautifully pruned. Yeah, we're gonna get lunch down here. What did I say I was gonna do? Stop and get a nice lunch, maybe a drink, and chill out, relax, okay? So, I got my botas are off, air out the feet, put them in the Crocs, having a cañón, and the menu, $14.50, 3 courses. I'm just gonna sit here and chill, relax, look at the weather, see what happens. I'm gonna enjoy it. Ciao. Oh, if I was staying in this town, I would want to stay at Señor Oso. Hey, that bar and restaurant was really good. Typically, I'm suspicious of like the first place you come across, especially if there's a signboard menu out in front with pictures and all the multiple languages. But I had a spaghetti bolognese, a pilgrim's menu, okay, $14.50. With a giant beer, and spaghetti bolognese is my first, crispy chicken wings as my second, that came with fries and a tiny little salad as well, and then flan. All 3 incredibly good. Sat there for I don't know, about an hour. Rod, the old dog project management specialist from the UK, popped in. We shared a table. And I believe is Natalie from Australia. She was taking an off day because her ankle blew up. She popped in. They shared a table with me and we traded stories and commiserated about everything. The day of the descent. She took a rest day and taxied ahead. What a perfect day for her to choose to do so. But I feel great. I kicked my shoes off and let my feet air out, and I ate and just had the one beer with my lunch. Feel great. And then I see Pete as I step outside. He had just finished his descent from Cruz de Ferro. He said he walked all the way. I'm really proud of him because his hip, is evaporated into dust. So whatever happened for him up at Cruz de Ferro maybe gave him a little bit of energy to come down. And then, of course, John from San Antonio, I saw him coming across the bridge. He stopped into the restaurant as well, maybe to take 5, and I'm moving on. I think there's maybe like 6K to walk or so. So right now it is 1:35, 6K, so I'll be there at like 3. Not a big deal. My albergue is in the city center of Ponferrada. So I'm just going to walk in slow and steady, do my thing. We'll chat later. Ciao. Leaving Molina Seca. If it's just 5 more K of this, then I'm gonna be ready to pull up to my albergue when I'm done with it. It's not nice, but it happened. Today was challenging. I mean, the views were beautiful, stunning. The sunrise, incredible at Cruz de Ferro. I had my emotional moments. I had moments of frustration, moments of acceptance. Hard work getting down, trying to help other pilgrims that were having a hard time, breaking away from the pack, making my own pace, stopping for a long lunch. I had a couple breaks. And now I continue to my end goal. But this This sucks. It's alright. We're almost done for the day. It's just like another hour, I'd say. If that. An hour, hour and a half, whatever. It is what it is. I put on my rain gear and my pack cover because it looks dark. So I guess I should expect a little bit of rain too. I probably won't chat much between now and when I get to Ponferrada, unless I see something remarkable. Because this, not remarkable. Buen camino. Here it comes. Now the question is, how much and how heavy? But I'm ready for it. I mean, let's open up these skies. Let's see a nice dump. Let's have it. Yeah, let's have it. Buen camino. So, the rain wasn't so bad. The sidewalk and traffic sucked more than anything, but here, look. Ponferrada. Esto es Ponferrada. Huh? Not too far. I think I can see the cathedral. Is there a cathedral? I think I see what would appear to be the city center. Maybe it's just a church. We're gonna go check it out. I'm not too far. Ponferrada. Holy shit, look at the size of these mountains behind it too. Whoa. Wow. My friends, those are mountains. That's... I wonder if I have to go over those, or over those, or through the valley between them. I don't want to zoom in that much on myself. We are going to find out in tomorrow's episode, or the next day. I don't know. It's hard to judge distances. I don't like walking on this road, though. It sucks. There's not even a proper shoulder here. Maybe I should cross over to there. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Ciao. Couple more sprinkles, no bigs. Getting closer. Closer. And closer. Ooh. Too much. That's too close, Joe. Maybe I walk closer. Some really nice houses on the outskirts. I mean, just beautiful places. Some just lovely vegetation. Ooh, they got a pool and a fake well. I think it's fake. Holy shit, 2 pools. 2 pools and a raised, what is that? A sun deck or something? Very cool. A lot of really great houses here. I mean, look at this guy. Ooh. Let's zoom in just a touch. It's very nice. Well done, updated. I don't think you can get in the house from the front there, but that's okay. I like it. I'm still walking next to the road in the drizzle. It kind of sucks. The pain that I had in my shin before, on my right shin, I've got a very similar pain developing on my left shin that I've noticed. So perhaps it was tendonitis after all, and due to going downhill. So I think tonight I'm really going to try to massage it. And if I can, I'm going to ice it, or at least cool it significantly. And I'm also going to try to find... I'm also going to try to find a freezer at the albergue to put my little water bottle in and really do some work on it. So, and then I'll have painkiller in the morning. I mean, maybe it'll turn out to be nothing, but I don't want to give you something. This road sucks. Sometimes life sucks. Sometimes the Camino sucks. But we continue walking. What are you gonna do? Roll over and die? Not me, my friends. I continue going. Let's do it. I am getting closer That must be the city center. You see that tall building there? That's gotta be it. So I'm getting closer. Like a half hour? An hour? 45 minutes? I don't know. Should have called a taxi. How stupid is my ego? Ooh, I hate you, ego. Let's keep going. I am getting very close, I think. Very close. Keep going. I'm like 7 minutes from the albergue. Oh, where's my zoom? Make sure. I'm like 7 minutes from my albergue. A little drainage coming through town. You can tell that it rained. That thing is high. And I think I'm like technically off the Camino, but that's okay. I'm kind of cutting through. I really want to just get there. And Google Maps says this is good. Google Maps says go on ahead, bro. So I'm going on ahead, bro. You going ahead, bro. There's no traffic. Okay. Let's see. This guy's got a little violin, I believe. Ooh, nice zapatos. She has a book. He has a violin. Very nice. I'm gonna take a picture of these three. Which angle? Ah, back here, I think. I think from back here. Yeah. Okay. That feeling when you pull into town and almost everything's closed. Maybe there's something down there, but I'm like 2 minutes away from the albergue. I just want to get there and check in and shower, and then I'll figure out what's what. All right, so I was gonna come out and look for some tapas. The hospitalera at the albergue, which I still need to show you, said to come down to this plaza and get little drinks, get little snacks. I ended up getting a beer, sitting at this table, and sharing it with a gentleman who was at the bar. He doesn't speak any English. He spoke some French, and I got to practice my Spanish. Turns out he's an engineering professor at the University of León, okay? And he gave me his phone number and his email address, and he offered to take me to this incredible historical site, like 30 minutes away, 20 minutes away. He's been at the university, and he bought me another beer, and we chatted for a while, traded emails. Super nice guy. I'm on kind of I'm on a schedule, and I want to do this thing my way. Plus, I generally don't get in cars with strangers, but he's a super nice guy. He's been at the university for 15 years. Really nice, and he offered to take me to check out this archaeological site with another American that he knows, to help tell me about the place, and then drive me to where I'm staying tomorrow night. But it is my intention to walk the entire way, every stage, from city to city. So it'll be nice to email with him a little bit. What a strange thing. If I was crazier, I might say, yeah, let's go. Take me in the morning to this place. But I think that might be a bridge too far for me right now. So anyway, I wanted to pop in, capture this moment. What a wild thing to have happen. That does make 2 beers. So maybe I should just focus on finding some food, okay? Ciao. Ow. I am gonna get my own food, but I wanted to pick up some honey roasted nuts. I needed to get some more gummy bears. I got a Caesar salad and a can of fruit cocktail. And that will, that'll be good for me to eat tonight. I have snacks, high density snacks for tomorrow. Nothing will go bad. And I'm gonna, I think, pop in here to see if I can get a tapa with my torta. Okay, ciao. See, corto and a little hot dog. Love it. Ciao. I like ordering these cortas. You get the pincho with it. 150, €2, something like that. A little snack. And a beer is no problem. Ciao. Okay, I'm a big fan of this cortas situation. You get a corta and a pincho for 150 or €2, and you're just walking around snacking like that. Let's see what they got in here. What I don't like is that, I don't know, it's a very small beer. Not a big deal. Okay, I keep going. That one's 160, and it's just like sauteed onions and cheese. Look at all these delicious pincho. I got a whole rack of them over there too. I like the tapa culture. I just had 4 cortos in 3 different places. 160 plus 160 is 320, plus €2 is 520, plus 150 is 670. And I had roughly 2 beers, right? It's like a shot, maybe a little less than 2 beers. I had a little hamburger, I had a couple little hot dogs, and 1 hot dog, 1 patatas bravas, 1 little hamburger, and a slice of toast with cream cheese and this delicious like sauteed onions with some kind of sweet sauce on it. Very good. Not bad. Now I'm going to go home to the albergue, eat my Caesar salad and my fruit cocktail. And then I've got a little fruit smoothie to go in the morning. So, all good. And some honey roasted peanuts to take with me on the hike. Okay. Ciao. Buen camino. Now you know I gotta get some gelato. It's a gelateria, ja. Oh, hello little Yorkie boy. There's little Yorkies and Yorkie mixes everywhere. I sent a bunch of pictures to my wife. I think the Yorkie is my spirit dog, I guess. I thought I was a Rottweiler guy. No. Gelateria.